LN2 lab handling. What is LN2? LN2 is shorthand notation for liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen is a cryogenic hazard, as its boiling point is negative 195.8 Celsius. LN2 is used around our labs for cooling materials quickly and evenly to very low temperatures. The most common use is for the cooling operation on the BET. LN2 is a critical process of operating the BET, meaning it's always best to have some on hand when operating the instrument. LN2 safety. LN2 is a cryogenic liquid. Contact with the liquid will result in near instantaneous cooling and possible freezing. Prolonged LN2 contact on skin will cause severe burns and possible frostbite of tissue. If you believe you are injured from direct prolonged LN2 contact, please seek a staff member for medical aid. As you can see on the bottom left and bottom right, these are the safety hazards on the SDS sheets. We can see through the fire diamond NFPA that is a level 3 health hazard. And while it's not mentioned, it can also be asphyxiate in a low oxygenated environment. Proper LN2 cryogenic PPE are the following: lab coat, safety goggles, closed-toed shoes, cryogenic insulating gloves, and hearing protection. There's also something called the one glove rule. The one glove rule dictates that when carrying small containers of cryogenic material that the user may only have one cryogenic glove instead of two. Before participating in this practice, however, ensure that the weight of the container and the route of its destination are suitable for the user to take safely. In other words, if you're carrying a container of liquid nitrogen and it has one handle on it and you can confidently pick it up and transport it, you may only use one glove if you're not running around campus or around the entire lab with it. LN2 can also quickly evaporate. This gas can very quickly displace habitable atmospheres, especially within confined or non-ventilated spaces. While not poisonous, nitrogen gas can quickly create a non-life sustaining atmosphere if mishandled. Never dispense or open LN2 doors within confined spaces with limited ventilation. Do not directly inhale nitrogen gas, as it can displace the volume of oxygen in your lungs. While rare, asphyxiation or fainting is possible in low oxygenated environments. If you feel as if the atmosphere is being displaced or if you are feeling lightheaded, please immediately exit the area to a ventilated space. If possible, ensure beforehand that proper ventilation is in your work environment prior to handling LN2. It should also be noticed that while transporting LN2 in elevators, leave a label attached to the door marking its contents and emphasizing its low oxygenated environment. It is advised to never share an elevator with the LN2 door inside, as it is considered a confined space. Do not allow others to enter the elevator either. The LN2 door. LN2 is stored in thermal insulated containers or pressurized vessels called dewars. Dewars pressurize using evaporated nitrogen gas, allowing for easy dispensing and storage of liquid nitrogen. These dewars can be closed or open fill dewars. These dewars operate similarly yet require different filling techniques. If you're unsure of which dewar you have, ask a staff member before attempting a refill. Dewars can also dispense gas or liquid depending on the operator's request. When dispensing liquid, a hose with a phase separator is required. LN2 can be difficult to work with within open containers. It can be directly poured as needed as long as the user has the proper PPE. Items such as funnels, insulated buckets, and lids can help with the process as needed. Any materials used in the aid of LN2 dispensing should be dipped into the liquid first to cool before use to prevent splashback from evaporating liquid. Before pouring, check before if the user is capable of handling the physical load and volume before lifting. The last thing that you'll need is to spill all your LN2 on the ground and create quite a scene, a giant cloud of nitrogen gas. Closed containers use a phase separator hose. Attach the hose to the correct nozzle on your dewar and check the pressure before dispensing. Depending on your dewar, you may need to wait between 0.5 and 3 atmospheres before properly dispensing. If recently filled, it is suggested you wait approximately 1 hour before dispensing with a hose to allow pressure to build up. Once the hose is attached and pressure has built up, you may open the valve and dispense the liquid. It may be required that you rock or tilt the dewar beforehand, especially if the pressure has not built up to help you start the initial flow of liquid from the hose. Once the desired amount has been dispensed, you may close the valve and use your LN2. Here is a demonstration of how LN2 can be used in a pretty fun way. So remember to stay safe and have fun while working on your experiments.